Prior to 1959, the slaughter policy was both effective and comparatively cheap. Recently, however, it has become very expensive, as these figures clearly show. After the 31st of March 1963, there will be no slaughter with compensation in England and Wales, except for outbreaks of the most acute type. Through its local offices, the Ministry is now providing a vaccine at the reduced price of a halfpenny a dose. In Scotland, however, slaughter will continue, but vaccine will only be obtainable through normal channels at full retail prices. At the Ministry's laboratory, we can examine the equipment needed for vaccination and see how it is used. Most poultry owners will be able to inject their own birds after a little practice. The vaccine is in bottles of 2 sizes only. The small ones hold enough for 100 birds, price 4 shillings. The larger ones hold enough for 1,000 birds and cost 40 shillings. Whichever you buy, the cost per bird is the same. These are hypodermic syringes for use in small flocks. They cost from as little as 6pence to about 35 shillings each. Here we are on a farm with 2 modern poultry houses which have recently been added to the original range of buildings. In one of them, a team of vaccinators are injecting some 3-week-old broiler chickens. Notice how they have organized the job. A wire netting partition, 3 feet high, confines all the birds to one part of the shed. These men would normally work much faster, but they have slowed down purposely for our benefit. The operator is using a sterilized multi-dose syringe. The vaccine bottle is suspended from his neck, so he can, if necessary, walk about quite freely. He injects carefully, always pointing the needle in the right direction. The handler should hold each bird at the height most comfortable for the operator. Vaccinated birds are dropped into the other part of the shed. The netting must always fit closely, so that the unvaccinated chicks cannot get through. It doesn't matter if a bird is injected more than once, but it's most important that none shall be missed. To ensure a steady flow of work, a second pen of birds must be collected before the previous lot has been dealt with. A good rate of progress depends entirely on an efficient handling organization. You can see that these little birds are in no way upset by their vaccination. The job of injecting is now finished, and the team will move on to another farm. They sterilize the syringe and needles, but leave behind all used and partly used vaccine bottles and empty cartons. As always, they have brought with them all they need for personal disinfection, but the owner is on hand to see that nothing is overlooked. Overalls and caps are soaked in disinfectant solution and will afterwards go to the laundry. Boots are scrubbed with disinfectant, not forgetting the cleated soles. Hands and arms must be disinfected too, paying particular attention to the nails. Face and neck are thoroughly washed with soap and water. This is all vitally necessary as a precaution against the accidental conveyance of infection from one flock to another. This light, useful basket holds all the necessary equipment, and it too has been disinfected. A clean finish to a tidy job. The broilers have now been protected for the whole of their short life. Other poultry, including turkeys, kept for breeding or egg production, will need to be revaccinated at intervals. Everyone must make fowl pest vaccination a job which is never overlooked.